Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the difference between paint mashing and ISO in NBA 2K20. Now, this is a follow-up video to yesterday's video, which is quote-unquote ISO takes skill, which is what a lot of people like to say. Now, I want to get out of the way early on in this video. I show mad respect to any playmaking shot creator or playmaking sharpshooter variant like the yellow and green pie chart that can still ISO in this game, because builds like this at the 2 spot right here, the post playmaker, aka the playmaking glass cleaner with more finishing ability, is what ruins this game, really. And I'm here to talk about this as far as like what really is ISO versus paint mashing in this game. So anyway, as you can see, they got the rebounding wing and the post playmaker. Like I said, it's basically the playmaking glass cleaner, or if you don't know about that build, it's basically the two-way slashing playmaker. Now, our lineup right here, we got shots at the 1, I call him AK for future reference in this video. You can see he's on a 92 overall playmaking sharpshooter, and this is a new build. Literally, he made it to be 1 inch shorter. That's how much he cares about this comp stage 3 stuff. Now, that build fits into 3v3 very well. Don't be wrong, I understand the complications of bringing a build like that into the 2v2 because you can definitely get, like I said, just paint mashed. Now, here's where we're going to talk about 2 different topics in this video. So we got, like I said, 2 different things. So one, I'm going to talk about how I show, like I said, respect to any play sharp who can ISO in this game. ISO does indeed take skill in that situation, but you're going to see the playmaking defender, boom, 20% contest layup right there. It's like, okay, I mean, I understand playmaking defender, he has solid driving ability, which still doesn't make any sense that he has that in the first place. But then, boom, his drive game opens up that right there. Now, I'm here to talk to y'all about, I understand that right there takes more skill, understandably, than paint mashing, but is it way more dominant? Yes, it's way more dominant. And here's what I want to talk about too. So when people think of paint mashing, I think like everybody's thought instantly goes to the playmaking shot creator getting ISO'd and then somebody just hop dunking a weak interior defender. Now, I want to talk to y'all about this real quick too, because this is a big point. I'll get back to the point that I was just on. I know it's going to be all over the place, but I really want to point this out to y'all because this is how you stop ISO. You're going to see I was getting killed these first 2 possessions because I just didn't have any prerogative. I didn't have any like idea behind how I was trying to defend him. Now, a lot of y'all know I've posted a couple videos of how to actually guard ISO, and this right here is my best method that I can suggest, and it's push the person you're defending into your other defender. So you're gonna see, boom, AK gets a little bit of like a, it's not even a rub, he doesn't even rub him, right? But the fact that there's a second person around him, I don't understand why people contest this statement that I make right here. But literally, you can't get contact dunks in that situation right there. When a second defender is near you, it literally just disables you from getting any dunk animation unless you get really, really lucky and get like a regular dunk. But long story short, the second defender being around him makes it really easy to get the chase down block right there. Now, unfortunately, I give up another paint take. And this is the thing about that build, because then you would say, well, why don't you just sag off? He's just running to the rim every single play. Well, he's going to green every single 3 as well. So, yes, I understand it takes skill to be able to green every single 3 that you take with a low 3-point rating. I guess. Not really, but we'll talk about that later in the video too. But anyway, boom, he's getting locked up at this point. Now he's just having the back door. This is understandable as well. Like I said, AK is 6'1" with no defense, and it's not a good idea for him to be on the 2v2 court in the first place. But now let's get to this second point I was going to talk about, and this is like the definition of paint mashing versus ISO. Or more specifically, I'm going to throw 2 different instances at you guys, and I want you to tell me which one is harder to do, okay? So we're going to talk about this, the 2-way slashing playmaker, ISOing a playmaking shot creator who has no interior defense, right? Is that harder to ISO than it is for a pure slasher to paint mash versus a rim protector? Which one's harder to do? I want y'all to really think about that for a second, because in my opinion, it is not easy for me as a pure slasher or finisher, whichever one I use, to literally just run at a whole pure rim protector. I almost just swore because I'm getting heated, but bro, it's really not that easy to just run at a whole rim protector and dunk every time. There's so much more to it with angles and just the pursuit that you take on actually going at him. You gotta watch, like, you gotta read the defender as well. It's a lot more to it than a lot of y'all think, and look at that right there. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's the whole playmaking defender, even ISOing a playmaking shot creator. It's so much easier than it is for a slasher to ISO a whole rim protector. So anyway, to elaborate on that point a little bit more, and we're going to kind of stay on this topic right here as far as like the 2-way slashing playmaker versus a slasher goes, is I want y'all to really think about this too. Is a slasher that much more comparatively better at slashing than a 2-way slashing playmaker is? So I'm talking, you're a whole pure blue pie chart, right? You got 99 driving dunk, you got 99 driving layup and all that stuff. And let's just say the same exact height. So we'll even say like a 6'7" pure slash versus a 6'7" play defender. Is that build even that much better in comparison in the drive game than a playmaking defender is? So we got the red and yellow pie chart, right? You got no blue in your pie chart, but you still get contact dunks, you still get contact finisher on gold, you still get all this stuff, right? In comparison, is a pure slasher even that much better at slashing? Let me know what y'all think. And then on top of that too, obviously the playmaking defender has way better defense, way better speed with ball with the playmaking ability, way better shooting ability, and I just want to know what y'all think on that, because in my opinion, the reason that pure slashers end up paint mashing is that they can't shoot reliably from the top of the key. With 53-pointer, it's just not like that. Whereas a playmaking defender has literally like 67, maybe even 70 in certain situations. Like this guy right here had 73-pointer. I'm pretty sure just low wingspan or whatever it may be. Anyway, you see AK is struggling right now, and as we should, because we're playing 2 whole lockdowns, bro. And that's the worst part about this stuff. What I have found myself doing as far as like just, you know, reading the game as it is like when you play these double lock lineups, you sit here and it's so hard to get a stop, right? And then you get the ball back and you're like, all right, we're good. And then you realize, bro, we're playing 2 lockdowns. Like it's so dumb. Like the fact that literally the playmaking defender is just so well rounded at everything offensively. It can shoot well, it can move really quickly with the ball in its hand, it can finish and get contact dunks and, like, you know, contested finishes and all that stuff. And on top of all of that, you would think like a build that's so well rounded as far as offensively goes, with the speed, shooting, and finishing ability, that you would totally forget that it's a whole lockdown defender and it's 6'8" and all that stuff. So anyway, let me know what y'all think as far as that slasher versus two-way slashing playmaker statement goes. And then on top of that too, I have another statement that I kind of want to stem off of that too. So something you run into very often as a slasher is you're big enough to play the big man spot in 2v2 or 3v3, whatever it may be, right? And your lack of shooting sort of forces you to be guarded by a big man. However, what you see a lot really often with these two-way slashing playmakers is they line up at the 1, right? And then they have a rim sharp at the 2, or they'll even do some super tactic stuff. And this is like by far the easiest thing you could do, is run 2 playmaking defenders. And you see right here, a super unfortunate mistake that we made on the inbound right here, and it really cost us in this game. But anyway, again, I really want to stick on this point because it'll make a whole lot of sense to y'all when you hear it. So, like, again, the whole thing with like being a slasher, right, is generally you find yourself lining up at the 2, or even if you line up at the 1, they're going to switch the big man onto you because you lack the shooting ability to really shoot super consistently from the top of the key and really off like ISO and stuff like that, right? So yes, you kind of go into the game knowing that your only ability is going to be to paint mash, and hopefully they don't have a huge defender on you, like a gigantic rim protector or something like that, or you fit into the pick and roll like I do. But again, the whole point is you find yourself being guarded by bigs a whole lot more often. And the thing I want y'all to think about the most is how socially accepted and seen as the meta the two-way slashing playmaker is at the 1. And it's understandable, I suppose, but I just don't see how people don't put a lot more disrespect on that build playing the 1 spot in 2v2 is. Because when you come in here with 2 locks, and you see we had a really bad mess up on that pick and roll, but that's kind of to the point of when you come in here with 2 locks, like I said, obviously you can run the two-way slashing play at the 1 and just have like a big rim sharp or like a rebounding wing at the 2. And you know, if they have a small point guard like AK, they can just post up the rim sharp, and then this two-way slashing playmaker can just go spot up in the corner. They can just play keep away from the good defender on the team. So the only way to counter 2 locks is to come in with 2 locks yourself. So unfortunately right here, I did some dumb stuff and played super high with only like 4 seconds left. I thought he was gonna do a little step back, like, you know, the down on the right stick 3 where he got me earlier in the game. But anyway, it's whatever. You guys get the deal. That was just my own mistake at that point. But you see right here, I thought they were going to hit the cutter. Unfortunately, he pops out, AK jumped, and then they get the easy mid-range. It is what it is, too, at the end of the day. I mean, it's just a game, and I play it very, very mindful. Like, I do it with a whole lot in mind as far as IQ and stuff goes, and try to, like, really break down the game in a good way. But it is kind of frustrating sometimes when, you know, the whole game is literally just built on this right here. Now, unfortunately, I get beat, but somehow he misses that. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that is the one thing in this game where you could go ahead and make the case that a good slasher probably wouldn't miss that, just at the fact that they have higher driving dunk and stuff like that. But you see, we're having a tough time beating this side's defense. Now, then right there, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, okay, let's get him on like a really easy slip. But they got me with my kryptonite, man, and they stopped playing sides defense out of nowhere, and that definitely threw me off. So right here, just had to put up a bad shot. I mean, that's just simple, and I should take responsibility for some of AK's bad shooting percentage this game, because for the most part, it was really tough on like me because of, like I said, I'm an inside big. Generally, there is a way to, you know, work the pick and roll, whether it be the fact that they have a small dude at the 1 and a big at the 2, or if they have just a weak defender anywhere where you can take advantage of it. But the fact that they have 2 locks essentially, and it's really easy for them to play this size defense. Like, they can really work this really well, and it's tough to work the slips like we do because they can both just drop back. Now, you're gonna see in this second game that I show y'all, I'm showing y'all 2 games. You can see it's a little bit longer of a video, I'm sure, by the timestamp that you saw when you clicked on it. But you're gonna see by the second one, I'm gonna show you guys how to truly beat this stuff. So you're gonna see they doubled AK pretty much right there. Pretty easy take. Like, that was just a mental mistake on their part. But we're gonna get into some more gameplay stuff right here. So I hope y'all enjoyed the whole topic of discussion thing where I'm kind of just ranting a little bit. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying too, and let me know what your takeaway from like my whole topic here is. So again, just to reiterate, we got I think like 3 or 4 different topics that we were talking about. So again, number 1 is props to any PlaySharps that can ISO, because that stuff really does take skill in this game. I feel like the skill gap between PlaySharp ISO or just any type of playmaker, you know, actually I shouldn't say any type of playmaker, because two-way slash play fits into that. But anyway, y'all get the deal. Any playmaking sharpshooter variant, like whether it be the playmaking shot creator from last year, or the pure shot creator, or the play sharp, or you know, even a sharp play, you know, like I said, I show y'all props because it's way easier than this paint mashing nonsense where, again, the whole playmaking defender, whether you want to call it paint mashing or ISOing, because in this situation I am a lockdown defender on him, that is true, and it's not paint mashing because obviously he doesn't want smoke in the paint with me contested. That's just not, like, if I were to just camp in the paint, he doesn't want to just run right at me and try to contact dunk. That's a fact. He's going to shoot the 3 every single time. Now, a lot of people say, what's the difference between paint mashing and ISO? Well, if you shoot open 3s because you're left wide open, that's ISO. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, you're using a broken build. You're using a build that has high 3-pointer, speed, dunking ability, and defense. Like a pure slasher, its literally only trait is the fact that it's good at dunking. You don't want to shoot if you're left wide open with a pure slasher. So long story short, I just don't understand why y'all think it's so much easier, quote unquote, to work a build on a pure slasher like that. So anyway, moving along to game 2 now, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all this. So we came back around, obviously. I'm not gonna lie, I don't do this all the time, but right there, I felt like we got, kind of BS'd by the game. So anyway, I'm gonna skip the intros because y'all already know what we're working with here. Again, offensive threat, play sharp with AK, me on the finisher. Then they got the rebounding wing at the 1, post playmaker at the 2, which again, just to reiterate, is the playmaking glass cleaner with just a little bit more finishing ability and less playmaking. But anyway, again, boom, just coming back here, straight ISO, just dunking the ball. I actually got contact dunked in this game as well, which is even more stupid. The fact that I have 93 block rating and 21 defensive badges with Hall of Fame rim protector. So you're going to see a little bit of defensive badge adjustment I made too, though, because I'm not going to lie, I definitely wasn't prepared. I only had silver clamps and silver chase down artist because we just played like some post score or something like that too. So I just wanted to you know, adjust my badges a little bit. So here I am back with, you know, Hall of Fame chase down and clamps and all that stuff too. And I took off pogo stick, and you know, I mean, it is kind of whack because I did come out here and more prepared for playing these guys. So just understand, I do have that advantage in that situation. So it's not like I was rocking my default badge sets. I definitely adjusted my stuff to be able to defend them properly. But anyway, you see, like I said, I got Hall of Fame clamps. I literally got contact dunked, which is so dumb. And then he hits the backup 3, boom, like I said. I mean, I'm just like lost at this point. There's really, and I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. Yes, it does take skill to play the way he is playing, because while it is minimal in my opinion, and I feel like a lot of people could hop on this build and do the exact same thing, I will say it definitely, not anybody can just hop on the build and do what he does. And that's the case for any build in this game, unless you're a post scorer. If you're a post, then you can just hit lates and earlies on 90% post fades. I mean, that's kind of whack. But I'm just telling y'all, you've seen what a bad slasher looks like. I'm sure you've seen what a bad slasher looks like, and it's not pretty at all. And you know, if a bad slasher tries to just go in and dunk on rim protectors, and honestly, I've seen it firsthand myself. When I play bad slashers and they try to just come in and dunk on me, it ain't that easy. It's not gonna be like that because I know how to defend it. But y'all get the deal. Long story short, as long as you're not a post scorer, anything in this game takes skill to be elite at. Like, I'm talking, I find myself to be a pretty elite slasher. Anybody who's watching this video and hasn't seen any of my other videos and stuff like that, watch my video on how to actually slash in 2K20. That's my best reference I could show y'all for the breakdown on what I know as far as a slasher goes. And I like to pride myself on knowing quite a bit when it comes to that, and then the inside pick and roll game as well. So you're gonna see right here, this game right here is me displaying to y'all how to beat 2 locks sides defense. All right, and I'm just gonna put y'all into this. You're getting 2 for 1 with this gameplay, discussion video, and informational video. So I hope y'all enjoy this. If you haven't already, feel free to drop a like and all that good stuff. I didn't even mention that in the intro, but anyway, you're gonna see what they're doing right here. I'm gonna break this down for y'all. They're running pre-switch, right? This is what we already, I talked about this in yesterday's video. 2 locks are bound to do this on pick and roll if they've been hit with size a lot. This is pre-switch right here. You're gonna see, boom, this lock on the right backside with the red shoes is switching on to me, right? And he's doing it really early, and I'm not slipping early enough, so what I have to do is slip early. However, if I don't disguise the screen enough, then they're not gonna switch this, and the dude who's, you know, on the backside with the red shoes, he's gonna stay on me anyway and stay in the paint because this guy doesn't have to switch. Now, when I still get them to switch it like that, they have such speed and recovery ability that it's hard for me to get the right roll angles on this guy on the left right here. So again, you're gonna see that would have been a pretty tough pass right there. And then AK does miss, but I get the rebound off that. Also, I can't wait to hit Legend 2, bro. Like, I'm about to hit E3. I don't know when this Legend is gonna happen, but it would definitely allow me to use badges like Rebound Chaser and box a little bit higher and still keep Pogo Stick on, while, you know, keeping Hall of Fame clamps, chase down artist. And I understand, yes, I am a lockdown, but the thing that really triggers me about this 2v2 stuff is the fact that even though I'm a lockdown, you're only as tough as your weakest link. I'll put it like that. And the fact that AK has low defense is just tough. But anyway, this right here, I'm gonna break. This part of the video is gonna be straight breakdowns, yo. I'm teaching you guys how to beat this size defense because it can be a pain, bro. It can be a true pain. Now, you're gonna see, again, the key is you have to create the gap between the two of them. So I'm talking the guy on the right, I'm gonna try to get to the paint before he can get there, while also not getting to the paint too soon to where the guy on the left can get the passing lane. So you're gonna see right there, that was like the perfect slip, and AK doesn't exactly hit me on that one because, again, if you're late on that pass too, that dude on the backside, that Jay, this dude with the ball right now, he is going to get an easy block on me, and it's as simple as that. And that's another thing as far as like the finisher and like dunking ability goes too. If I'm being real with y'all, the only reason that I stay as a slasher in this game, because I feel like it's completely useless in my opinion, but the only reason I stay as a slasher in this game is because it's kind of my brand at this point. Like, I want to put y'all on to how to slash in this game. I'm not taking the easy way out and making this dang two-way slashing playmaker or the playmaking defender build or whatever it may be, because like I said, that's kind of just the easy way out, and it's not good for content, it's not good for originality, and this is my lane, so I stay in it. So anyway, again, they're playing the sides defense. The key is this guy is in the passing lanes, right? Like, I'm gonna try to slow this down and break it down. So they're both in the passing lanes while also still being close enough to like take the three-pointer away from AK. So right there, we still get the dunk off. Again, I apologize for this little pause screen right here, but anyway, I'm just gonna bring this to y'all how I need to. But boom, chase down ability. Again, he's a very athletic 6'8" something lockdown build, and it's gonna be a pain. And he has like, you know, 90 as block rating. So anyway, AK gets really nasty with it and cooks up right there. But again, I want y'all to understand the slasher is not meta in this game. Not by any means, and the reason that it's not is because they make it so easy for non-slasher builds to slash in this game, and that I want y'all to really understand that. Anybody who's listening to this and thinks that slashers take no skill, this is how I feel about it, bro. We're so limited in what we're good at because so many other builds are good at slashing that you don't even need to be a slasher pie chart. And there's a reason that nobody makes slashers, honestly, and tries to be comp or meta with it. And that's the other thing too, bro. Like, I'm talking, if I load up the stage 3s or even stage 2s, you know how many slashers I'm gonna find that are actually taking the ball and slashing? Very few. Very few you're ever gonna find in the stage doing that, and especially on 3s. In 3s, you rarely even see them running the pick and roll. So anyway, like I said, I'm here to put y'all on and teach all the slashers and try to promote this game in the right situation to where I can help you guys out a little bit. But anyway, yo, and if you guys notice throughout this game, I swear I think this rebounding wing had off-ball pest on, and if so, I might have to put some more respect on off-ball pest because it was making it so annoying for us to get this ball to AK on the inbounds. And I'm talking like it was a whole just complete pain, bro. But anyway, 9-18 right now. We still have the ball. Unfortunately, all these reach-ins were killing us as far as like, you know, the fact that the shot clock just kept on getting reset to 14. So anyway, you're going to go ahead and see us kind of, I think, mess up in this situation right here where, you know, again, boom, 8 seconds before we even get anything going. Honestly, and then AK drives right there too. That kind of killed that possession, and we just had no chance once that happened. Like, we had to set up a really clean pick and roll from the start, and the fact that we didn't really like kind of put that whole possession to an end. So anyway, they get the ball back right now, right? And this dude hasn't missed a shot yet. The only time I got the ball back was off a steal. So keep that in mind too, because it's kind of interesting as to how we got the ball back again. But anyway, He drives, AK drops, still goes in with that, and that's the other tough thing about it too. You know, the most crazy thing about that is he probably still would have finished it and made it. It just dawned on me, y'all. Okay, so I just literally stopped recording just to tweet this, and it's some real stuff. This is probably the realest thing you're ever gonna hear in this year's game. So I literally just realized, and I've known this too, and I guess I never have had the words to explain why this is the case, but I literally just realized why locks are by far the most dominant build in the game, and why that is the case, why 2 locks are always ran. Think about the fact that in NBA 2K20, you don't need high finishing to finish well. You don't need good shooting to shoot well. You don't need good playmaking to move quickly or playmake well, if you will. But what you do need is good defense to play good defense. You cannot play good defense with low defensive ratings and low defensive badges. And that by far is the driving reason why lockdowns are OP. I literally just dropped a gem on Twitter. Everybody's like, this thing got 50 likes in like 2 minutes and out here getting retweeted by everybody. And I had to kind of like stop and record because I was like, yo, that is like some real stuff right there. Now right here, we're lucky AK got the reach in because he would have had an easy bucket, whether it be a pass for the 3 or to just run right into the hoop. But again, I really want y'all to really think about that. How you don't need, admit if you made it to this point in the video and you think that's some real stuff, let me know in the comments too. Let me know if you made it to this point and just let me know what you think of that statement right there. But anyway, fortunately, again, he didn't miss a single shot this game, but we get the steal. That's my second steal of the game. We get the ball back twice off that. Now, you can make the case whatever you want. Like, oh, he didn't miss any shots and they still lost. That's so whack. Like, double locks lost like that. Here's the thing. I blocked him 4 times in the last game, and we got the ball back off one of them, which was a shot clock violation. So say what you want about it, he probably would have got the ball back off that too. So when builds don't miss wide open and you don't get the ball back off blocks, really the only way to get the ball back is steals. So anyway, right here, on a really unfortunate situation, I let them get the switch back, but AK plays for the crab. He was able to get the shot off, however he airballed, so I had really no choice but to go up with it, and he just had bad positioning. So fortunately that all worked out. But anyway, final box score on this one, AK was 16, me with 6, and I had 3 rebounds. They had no rebounds that game. Like, you know, fortunately, I was able to actually hold my own in the rebounding category that game. I actually did pretty poorly as far as rebounds go in that first game. But again, for the most part, I blocked him so many times, and we didn't get the ball back off any of them. No rebounds off the blocks, and that's kind of just how it was. But anyway, let me know what y'all think of everything said in this video. Let me know what you think the realest statement I put, or if you think you completely disagree with everything and you think you're really skilled at ISOing because you hop dunk on small playmakers. So anyway, y'all probably think like, oh, you're a whole slasher and you're saying that. Again, I want to drive that point forward real quick before we end the video, that I feel like it definitely takes, I don't know exactly if it takes more skill. I feel like it does. Yes, it does take more skill for a slasher to dunk on a rim protector than it takes for a two-way slashing playmaker to dunk on a playmaking shot creator. I mean, it takes absolutely no skill to dunk on AK's garbage defensive build right here. That's just the fact of the matter. And again, you can't play defense with low defensive ratings, so that's why locks are so dominant. AK can't play defense in this game, yo. It's just a fact. Like, the fact that he has low finishing ability, or say, I'm gonna go ahead and just use an example, right? And I'll just scroll through some clips and stuff like that, and let y'all just see some stuff. But anyway, and matter of fact, I'm gonna just play this gameplay. I don't even know what it is, but I'll just go ahead and let y'all see this while I'm talking. But the reason I say all this is because I've seen people like Nut, right, with his playmaking glass cleaner. He has 1 finishing badge, he can still get contact dunks, and he still finishes perfectly fine. He has long athlete layup package and all that stuff, so he can hop dunk really well. And that 1 finishing badge doesn't do him in. I've seen people with literally like 3 or 4 shooting badges that are pure lockdowns, and they still green from the corner every single time. I've seen builds with literally 3 or 4 playmaking badges, and they get gold quick first step, and all of a sudden, just because they have 85 speed but 60 ball control, and they have gold quick first step, they're so fast. Like my build, even with the finisher, I only have 7 playmaking badges and 65 ball control at my best, but I still move super quickly with the ball in my hand because that's just how this game works. But a build with 1 defensive badge, or even like 3 or 4 or anything, you have to have like literally 10 plus defensive badges to be competent in this game, and it's what's really frustrating about it. And you know, again, you can't get away with having low defense in this game like you can all 3 of the other categories. So let me know what y'all think as far as that goes. If you made it to the end of this very long video, put Laker in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through to the end of this one. And again, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. I hope y'all enjoyed, and other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.